Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to learn how to manage your literature survey so that it sounds more meaningful and more understandable. So let's get started. So guys, there's a lot of different ways to do literature survey, and a lot of different people have different kind of ways and techniques to sort their data and to search the data on the literature in Google Scholar or somewhere else. But I'm going to share my way. So I'm not going to say this is the standard way, but this is what I found is more easier for me in order to analyze the data available in the Google Scholar and the number of studies which has been done. So I'm going to just define that in a simple way so that you can easily understand. So the main reason behind this video is just to share, and I'm sure that no one has yet done this kind of way, but if you find it useful, you can consider trying this technique, and you might be able to make more sense out of your data, and you might be able to do more better literature survey in the future. So guys, the first thing what you have to do is that apart from this headings like year, title and state, so this is my particular project, so this is a little bit relevant to mine. So the thing that you have to work on is that you have to make sure that you have to find what are the words that you are looking for. For example, in my particular case for renewable energy, I was looking for dynamic nature or static simulations, and I was looking for the renewable energy source. I was also looking for the electrolyzer types, and I was looking for what kind of modeling it is. Like, is it dynamic modeling, or is it static modeling, or is it a thermodynamic model or electrochemical model or techno-economic study? Do they consider storage or not, or which software did they use, and what were the contributions by that particular paper? So what I do is I start with the year of publication, let's say 2018, and then I comes with the title, and then I start to read the paper one by one, and then I say, okay, I categorize my work with that. For example, if I had a keyword that's static and dynamic, so this paper was considering dynamic study. So what was the renewable source? It was solar. Then comes the author. Then is this a case study or a modeling or experimental work or simulation work? Now, what kind of electrolyzer did they use? What kind of modeling data did they provide? And then comes the hydrogen storage, did they consider or not, and which software did they use, and what were the contributions. And now the most important part is the reference to that particular paper. So the most important thing when you are working with that is that you really find it hard to find the paper that you once downloaded and you read and you couldn't find it. So what I do is that I just simply put this as an object. So how to put this as an object? So as you can see over here, if I double click on this one, this is actually a PDF file, so which will open in my second tab, which I'm going to show you right over here. So as you can see, when I clicked, I can easily see that journal article, which I put that as an object. Now I can easily go through it again, and I can see, okay, which points did I highlight and which points I was looking for, and I can easily see that. So this is what I want to tell you, and this is what is different than other literature survey that people do. So, and then comes the journal title, International Journal of Hydrogen Energy. Now the most important thing when you are doing literature survey is also to choose which journal are you going to target. Are you going to target the high journals or lower journals? Or you also have to see that is that journal does that journal has enough data, enough paper on that. So if it is already saturated with the work that you are currently doing, then it's doesn't make sense to submit over there, because there are not very much high chances that you are going to get accepted or something like that, that they already had a requirement which doesn't fulfill, and which they don't need any more paper regarding to that field. So it happens sometimes. So guys, I will tell you how to add an object, then I move to the second tab, which is the really important part, and I don't want you guys to miss that part, because that part is what makes the difference between you and other guys. So go to insert option, and then you will see this is an option called text. So normally you will be able to find this as an object also. Once you click on this as an object, and then you will say that, okay, create from a file. Okay, now you have to find the file first. So you go in the browse option, and then you have different options. Go to the place that you have put the file. So let's say this was a paper that we published recently with our collaborators, and then you can just click insert and then say link to file and display as an icon. So once you click on link to file and display as an icon, it will appear somehow like this. Okay guys, so now you can see this is the article. If I double click here, it will automatically open on my other window, which I'm going to show you like this. So guys, here it is. So you can easily connect that, and you can easily link as an object, and you can easily open that whenever you want. Okay, so let's delete this one. Okay, so once you're done with the initial study, so for example, I surveyed 38 top papers which were more relevant to my study, and then what you can do is, these are the years, titles, my keywords, category, all the keywords that I had, which includes case study, modeling, and modeling data, and then a link to a file, and then a contribution. So you can also add an abstract over here, but it all depends on you and your keywords. Okay, so now comes to the ranking and analysis tab, the one which I said that is the most important part. So guys, what I did is I just ranked all the papers that I had in my previous tab over here. So what I did is I just rearranged them based on what. So currently this is not rearranged because what I wanted to do is that I wanted to arrange all of them in a order that first one comes first, like with the year. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so that you can see have a better view. So I was going to arrange them by years, but I didn't do that because I didn't have to, because I was just going to do the normal just a like a simple management. I wanted to see how many journals already published that particular work and how many journals still have enough space to publish in that one. Okay, so comes the years, the journals, then titles, and then the authors. This is not necessary. Then comes the dynamic, which was the most important part, either this dynamic simulation or not. Then the reasonable source, which sources are they considering, solar, wind, or grid sources. And then the category, which was the most important part for me, which was techno-economic study and modeling. Then comes electrolyzer type, and then the storage. So guys, what I did is I chose all my categories. So let's say these are all my categories. I just selected them, and I'm just going to select shift, and let's say I'm going to select all of them and like this. And what I did for my categories is I selected all of them, like Control C copy, and then I paste it over here. Okay, so once you paste it here, then you can go to the data first, and then you can say remove the duplicates. So once you click on remove the duplicates, it will automatically reduce all the same occurring words and will keep it to the minimum one. Now what I did is I wanted to see how many studies have done a techno-economic study in these papers. Okay, so what I want to say is, over here you can see I set a function that count if this column has this name. Okay, so let me show you how. So for example, techno-economic study, you can say equal sign, then say count, and then say if, count if, and then press tab, and then say select the range. Okay, so you are going to select the same range that you are working on, this one. So once you select this one, you can select like this, and then comma, and say criteria. So it should match this one. So if it matches this one, it will count all those papers which have this keyword in the category. So once I press enter, what it will do is it will tell that out of these 39 papers, 9 of the papers did a techno-economic study, which you can also see over here, which is just right. Now you might be wondering, how did I do this one? Really easy, don't have to worry about that. Now let me tell you one thing. So now once you're doing this one, you can see this range I2 by 39, which is in the blue part here. So this is now, this will move downwards if I do like this. Okay, so now see what happens. So here you can see that it starts from here and it ends over here. Okay, now look over this one. So since I drag this, so it will also move over here. So it will select this one, which is right, but here you can see that this has moved one step down, which is not what I'm looking for. So what you have to do is that you have to go here and say, put a dollar sign here. You can simply press F4. You can easily fix these values and so that they don't move. So once you press enter, now it's fine. You can double click now and double click. It will automatically sort everything now. So you can see here, it selects this one and then this one. This one will be fixed now. It will not move. And only thing that will move is these numbers. So now you can see that this one is selected and the same row. And then it tells how many of the papers are working on these parts. So here you can see which area you can contribute. So you can contribute in optimization. You can contribute in optimization and techno-economic analysis together. And you can also contribute in the control or power management. So all depends on you. So now go to the home option and you can say conditional formatting. Now just click on color scales or just say data bars. It will automatically tell the highest number with the highest bar and the lesser and then lesser, and then it goes. Okay guys, so I hope you guys understand this part. Now we are going to work on the same part like this. So now I was going to work with the reasonable source. So similarly, I selected all of them and then I remove the duplicates. So once I showed you in the previous part for this one, you can go back and check it again. How did I do that? So that we can save some time. Similarly, same applies to this one. You can see that I said I fixed this value and say count if the renewable source is solar and wind, and then told me that there are 11 papers who are currently working on this one, or who currently worked on this one. So this is how you can manage. So now you can see, pretty much you can see that the areas that you can contribute are the experimental study, control, power management, optimization, TA, and optimization, or you can work with these ones. So these are the things that you can work on, and these can be a good option. You can also work on these ones. I'm not saying you can't work, but they have a less saturation. They already have 11 papers in that one, so there's a less margin over there. You can work more on these papers with lesser competition. Okay, then comes this part. Now you also have to see that which journal has already published a lot of times. So now I'm working on the category this time. So in this one, this one is a little bit different, which says that this condition is count ifs. So before one was count if with no s, but now this one will consider two conditions and two criteria. So the criteria starts that we have to find how many papers in energy and environmental science are working on modeling, okay, and then how many papers in renewable energy sciences are working on modeling with regards to solar and hydrogen. Okay, so now you can click here, say count if. Now you have to select I3 and I40, so which says the category for the journal. Okay, so now you can see that this is not selected completely, so you can just move it over here like this. So now this comes like this, and then once you are done, let me just show you an example here. Let's just copy this one, these two copy, and you're going to put it down here, something like this, and copy this one, which is the modeling part, copy that, and I'm going to paste it here, let's say here. Okay, now we have to see how many papers in the energy environmental science are working on modeling. So first of all, I will write equal to count if, not if, so this time is s. So once you click here, say criteria range 1. Okay, so the criteria range 1 is a journal first of all. So let's go here and select all the entries in the journal category. Okay, now once you go here, go down and then press comma. It says criteria 1, which is energy and environmental science. So we want to see how many energy and environmental science has published on modeling. Okay, now comes the second criteria. So it says select the range. So for modeling, which is our category over here, so we are going to select here, and then we are going to go back here, put the comma, and say this is our criteria. Once we press enter, it will show you how many journals are working on this one. Okay, now one thing, if I remove this one and put it here, you can easily see what happens. So no change. Let's say applied energy has 2 papers in modeling. Let's see if it does the same thing or not. I'm going to move it. Let's see it changes or not. Luckily it didn't change, so I have to see what's the problem, because there's a reference problem. So once I escape here, let's go here back and remove this one, because I changed the row, that's why it's changed. Now if I'm right, it will be 2, no 2, just 1. Okay, let me see what's the problem. So once we go here, we can see this one selected, this one selected, all from here, all from here. Okay, nothing seems to be wrong here. Okay, that's right, this is not the 2 one. We are looking at the wrong table, so instead the right table is this one, which is 1. So that means we are right. So guys, this is how you can do for the papers. So once you're done with this one, let me just zoom in this one part, so you can see that the modeling one had how many papers. Let's say copy this, let's see just 1. Okay, just for reference. So the modeling in environmental science had 1 paper, energy conversion ECM had 0, solar energy had 0, but International Journal of Hydrogen had 9 papers in that. Okay, so now you can see that which journal published the most articles on these ones. Okay, now you can see that all the distribution over here, and will tell you that there are 136 publications overall. Okay, some might also have an overlap with each other. Okay, so now comes the journal category. So journal category, now it shows how many publications chemical engineering transaction has on all of these. So here's the total sum of these entries over here. You can see that chemical engineering transactions had 1, whereas International Journal of Hydrogen has 16 publications regarding solar and wind. Renewable energy has 2, applied energy has 2, and then comes 111, and you can easily see which place you can make more, place you can be more successful in publishing your articles. Okay, guys. So this is one way to do literature survey, and the most important part is that you need to analyze, you need to find the exact keywords or the right keywords for your study in order to make your study more and more, your literature survey more and more thorough. And this is how I do it. This is my way, which I'm sharing with you guys. If you guys have another way, if you guys know something more interesting, do share with me, and I will be happy to know that. So if you guys have any questions, if you have any comments, please leave your comments down below. Haven't watched my previous videos, do watch them, do like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.